Well. Much time has passed, and this car was supposed to have taken me on a cross-country tour by now, but life happened, and we haven't gone just yet. And I've been doing a lot of work on it, still tinkering around. And so this engine's got about 7,000 miles on it. It's got a number of years on it. It's sat up for a long time, but when I bought the car, I didn't really have the time immediately to work on it, but I wanted the car, so I bought it and put it in the garage, and there it sat for quite some time. And I finally got around to putting the engine in, and I broke my cardinal rule, which is trust but verify. And I trusted that everything was tip-top in the engine, and I just put it in and went, and it runs good. It really does run well. But it's always had this low end tick for about 60 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds on a cold startup. It was a low end ticking sound, and that's always really bothered me. I thought it was top end at first, because it's really hard to isolate where that ticking was coming from, and I was only able to do that with a mechanic's stethoscope and getting down on the bottom of the block when it was doing it. And I only get about 60 seconds a day to diagnose it, because once it goes away, it's gone for that day. So anyway, that's bothered me for a long time, but the car runs very well. Oil pressure's good, everything's good. So I figure I need to see what that's all about. It's driving me nuts, and things that drive me nuts, I have to do something about it. So I had the option to drop the oil pan with the engine in the car, but that's really a pain in the butt, and I don't like working on my back underneath the car. I'm getting too old for that. So I decided I'll go ahead and take the engine out and put it on a stand and just take it apart and see what's going on. It might be something simple, easily fixed, or it might be something more catastrophic, which will take more time and resources to fix. So if it is something catastrophic, I didn't really want to be without the car as long as it might take to get it right. So when I bought this car, it came with a spare engine and transmission. And the engine, I have no history on it other than I was told it was running when it came out of the car. But it looked awful. It looked like it had been sitting in the woods somewhere. Here's some pictures of what it looks like. I'll kind of insert them here. It's pretty crusty. But I figured, okay, if it was a running engine, it was taken out of a car to do a V8 swap. So I figure I'll just take that engine apart, clean it up real good, take it apart, throw some rings and bearings in there, slap it back together, and it'll be a spare engine, temporary engine. Take this one out, put that one in, and I've got the ability to drive this car while I can take my time with the original engine. So that's what I did. I took that engine apart, and boy, I found some strange things in that engine. And not only some strange things in the engine, but here's that block all cleaned up and painted. And so when I took it apart, the pistons were 20 over. It's been bored, and you can see a couple of the cylinders have a little shadow where the top of the piston ring goes. And this one's a little lower than this one, and I'll get to that in a minute. I just ran a quick hone through it, and some of them, it cleaned right up. But the cylinders look good. There's nothing you can actually feel there. It's just like a shadow. So I'm like, well, okay, that's good. It's been bored. It doesn't look like it had a lot of miles on it. Since it was bored, the crosshatch was still there and good. So I started pulling pistons out, and the pistons were these guys right here. These are Repco pistons, RA2280 20 over. And they are 5-ring pistons, no 4-ring pistons, I'm sorry. Oil control ring, 3 compression rings. And so that's what I found in 1, 3, and 4. However, in 2, I found a different piston. Still a Repco piston. RA2711 20 over. And this is a 3-ring piston. Oil control ring, 2 compression rings. So, I'm like, that's weird. Why would there be one odd piston in here? And then, oh yes, remember what we saw about this being a little lower? One of the cylinders with the RA2280 3 compression ring pistons only had 2 compression rings on it. The top one is filled with carbon. So, odd. 2 different pistons, 1 odd piston, different number of rings, 1 missing a ring altogether. Strange, but true. So I'm like, well, hell. I guess instead of just throwing rings and bearings, I need to throw a set of pistons at this thing. But I'm not sure how much a set of pistons cost. I think you can get a couple $100, but I didn't necessarily want to spend that. I didn't want to spend anything on this if I could, because I want all the resources to go into that. So anyway, I went ahead and started cleaning up stuff. Oil pan, cleaned up, painted, nice and shiny. Front cover, nice and shiny. Rocker cover, nice and shiny. Timing cover, look at that, nice and shiny. New water pump, nice but not shiny. I painted this with spray. The rest of it I did with oil-based with a brush. This I sprayed because I didn't want to get in there with a brush, but it's not shiny, so I'm gonna have to go back with a brush. The crank is fairly good. There is some little light scoring. Really can't really feel it very much, but you can see it here. The rest of the journals look good. The cam is pretty good. It has about a 13,000th variation on one of the lobes. I talked to some MG engine builders, and they said for a street car, that's probably okay. So that's another $200 I don't need to spend. The oil pump, I was going to replace the oil pump, but this is a factory pump. Holborn Eaton. It's a factory pump, and I checked all the specs on it, the clearances, and it's well within specs, so it's in good shape. So I'm gonna reuse that pump versus getting getting a new aftermarket pump. I got my main caps there. The thrust washers are good. I checked the end thrust for the crank before I took it apart. Old pistons. Now, here's the cool thing. A set of rings for this is about $80. I got on eBay looking for pistons. Look at that. Nice and shiny. Nice and shiny. Just so happens that this odd piston, Repco piston, RA2711 20 over, I found a new old stock set on eBay that were listed for a Hyundai Accent or something weird like that. That just happened to be Repco RA2711 20 over. Go figure, the same piston as this. And these were 4 brand new pistons with wrist pins and rings that I got for 40 bucks. I was very excited about that. So I went ahead and got my cam bearings, rod bearings, main bearings, cam followers, oil pressure relief valve, spring, pilot bearing, freeze plugs. This is a set of quarter-inch pipe plugs. I drilled out all the big oil galley plugs right here. pulled them, tapped them, and replaced them with those. I've got rocker cover seal, timing cover seal, rear main seal, oil seal, gasket set, the pay-in head set, the lower set. So I've got, I think, everything I need. Oh, I wanted to do this obviously as cheap as possible, but I didn't want to take anything to the machine shop because machine shop work is expensive. And again, this is cheap, budget, get it running for as little money as possible, throw it in the car, work on the factory one, then swap them back again and have a spare engine. But I did have to take one thing to the machine shop. So the wrist pins in the rods, the bushings in the rods were a little loose on two of the rods. And there were, again, here's the other weird thing. There were two different styles, not two different styles of rods. The rods were different. Two of them matched and the other two matched. And the difference in the two was that two of them that were matched had been lightened or balanced and ground in the same place. The other two was same type of rod, but they weren't ground at all. So I had to do a number on those two rods to get them to balance. And I spent quite a bit of time balancing the rods, making sure the big end was balanced, the overall was balanced to the best of my ability, and I got it pretty close. But two of them had loose wrist pin bushings. So I bought some wrist pin bushings and I pressed them out, pressed the old ones out, pressed the new ones in, and I thought I was going to be able to get away with honing them to fit. But after I pressed the new ones in and mic'd them, it looked like it was going to be about probably 60 thousandths that needed to be reamed out of them, and I didn't feel like buying a reamer. So I just took them to the machine shop and left the pins, and they're going to work on those for me. Hopefully they'll get back soon. The other thing, the followers that I have, tappets, lifters, if you will, are the new style bucket lifters. The ones that came in this, I'll show you all on. Okay, here we go. The lifters that came in that car, they don't look too bad actually. Probably been reusable, but they're these old style lifters. They're big and they're really heavy. So what I did was order the later style little bucket lifters. I'm not gonna take one out, but they're much smaller, much lighter, and they go and they require a longer push rod. But I do have another set of push rods for those new style bucket lifters. So these are going to be gone. I'm going to use those. What else? What else? What else? What else? I think that's it.